So, welcome once again to Mindful Mondays, a program of Dallas Meditation Center, and happy to be holding these online through YouTube. And following our meditation and our reading tonight, we will have sharing and discussion on Zoom, and I will put a link in the chat box with that link a little bit later on. So, let's say our opening affirmation together if you know it, and then we will. Proceed with our meditation practice. May we and all beings be happy and free. May we and all beings transform our suffering. May we and all beings rejoice in all joys. May we and all beings be at peace, awakening to the truth of who we are. Infinite light, infinite love, infinite life. And what I had said earlier was that I was grateful to be able to spend some time outdoors today, just out in the front yard a bit, and just reminded that even though maybe we can't go do so many things that we would like to do, or maybe we're feeling like we are stuck at home, whatever, is just to remember that in any moment we have the choice to react with compassion, to react with wisdom, and to know that in the present moment that we have more than enough to be grateful for. And even if we're taking care of someone who isn't well, or we know others who are not well, um, through meditation and mindfulness practice, we know that it is in the present moment that we can make a choice about, make a decision about, and to react fully from the present moment rather than reacting in fear and anxiety. But also knowing that fear and anxiety are absolutely valid experiences as well, and to be with those feelings that we have. So, anyway, uh, grateful for my time outdoors. And I see Lisa said it's feeling like spring tonight. Yes, it is. And hello, Kwan. Kwan says glad to be here. So, for those of you who are new to meditation, just follow along. I'll give some instruction and guidance along the way. We will do a guided meditation that will be somewhat silent, somewhat guided, and it will take us about 15 minutes or so. And then after that, we will do our reading. And then following that, we will go over to the meeting in the Zoom, um, on the Zoom platform. So find a comfortable seated position. You can even lie down if you like. Oh, hello, Meredith. Good to see you back. You can be seated, or could lie down if you like. And even if you're in a place that you can do that, you're welcome to practice walking meditation, which normally we do when we are together. But for the purpose of our online meeting, it makes more sense to do or it's more, um, well, I'll stick with makes more sense to do go to our guided meditation instead. But you are welcome to do walking meditation at home. And I invite you, to free yourself from the distractions of home. You might turn your ringer off on the phone. Don't be tempted to, check voice messages or text messages. Just be present in this moment. Finding that comfortable position, letting go, finding your breath, breathing with two sounds of the bell. Finding our breath, sitting tall, the back straight yet not strained, the head held high, the head and spine aligned above the hips, sending our weight down into our hips, fully supported by the floor or supported by the earth below us. Nowhere else to be except right here, and no other time except now. Letting go of any of the anxiety of being here on time, or any of the other busyness of being in our homes or wherever we are right now. Just knowing that, maybe that's there, maybe that busyness was there earlier today. But right now, opening the door to just setting that aside, knowing that if we're comfortable with it, we can pick it up later, or we can choose to just leave that busyness and stress. Just set it down and leave it. Give it an opportunity to transform into compassion, into gratitude. Breathing in, aware of breathing in. Breathing out, aware of breathing out. Breathing in, I open. I open my heart and my mind to the present moment. Breathing out, I smile. Breathing in, I follow that breath all the way deep within my lungs. Breathing out, I follow that path of the breath all the way from deep within the lungs and out through the body, through the nose or the mouth. Throughout this meditation, focus on that breath coming in and the breath going out. If the mind wanders or we become distracted by sounds in the room or maybe some other activities in or around our house, just simply allow those to be like clouds on a sunny day. We might see them, we might not. We might notice, we might not. But there's no consequence. Those sounds, those perceptions are just there. No need to push them away. No need to attach. Just come back to our breathing and our breath. Following our breath. Breathing in, I open my heart and mind to the present moment. Breathing out, I smile. And each opportunity we have to come back to that breath is a miracle. It's a gift. So any distraction during the day, any distraction now, allows us that opportunity to come back to that mindful breath. What a gift we have been given to have that opportunity to come back once again to this practice. of mindfully breathing in. I open my heart and my mind to the present moment. Breathing out, I smile. Breathing in, open. Breathing out, smile. Open, smile. Breathing in, bringing my awareness down to my feet, my shins, my legs. Just allowing them to relax. If we're sitting or lying down, allowing them to relax. If we're walking, allowing them to move slowly and steadily, aware of our feet and our toes, our ankles, our knees and our legs, sending our gratitude and our thanks that they work for us, they help us move, they get us from one place to another, they are strong. Allowing them to rest and relax, whether we're sitting, walking, standing, lying down, saying thank you to our feet, ankles, our legs, knees. Breathing in, thank you. Breathing out, I smile. Thank you. Smile. Breathing in and breathing out. Now moving our attention to our hips and our abdomen, our core, our center of strength, also a center of creativity, a center of confidence. Just breathing in and breathing out. Relax and release, yet feeling that strength, that confidence of our core. Nowhere to be but here, no other time but now. Breathing in, I feel strong. Breathing out, I smile. Strong, smile. Breathing in and breathing out. Bring your attention up towards the ribs, the heart, sternum. This whole area around the heart. Part of our body that represents compassion and love. In some cultures, the heart represents wisdom. Wisdom through love and compassion, perhaps. Our heart works for us. We don't even need to think about it. And even if maybe there's been some problem with our heart in our lives, it's still there right now, working for us, pumping blood, pumping oxygen to our cells, regulating how much oxygen needs to be pumped through the body, all doing that on our behalf. We're able to perceive love, and also often we feel that in this area of the heart. So grateful for giving and receiving, grateful for compassion and love. Breathing in, I feel compassion. Breathing out, I smile. Breathing in compassion. Breathing out smile. Compassion. Smile. Breathing in, breathing out. Bring your attention up our shoulders and on down through the arms and the hands. Allowing all that to feel relaxed and open. Bring it up to the neck and the throat. Just breathing in, breathing out. This area around the throat is it's our center for speech, speaking, to our confidence. We sometimes carry a lot of tension in this area of the neck and shoulders and the throat. Perhaps that's fear. Perhaps, it's um, just a habit we have found. Let's open that up, allowing the throat to be relaxed, shoulders loose, open. Our speech allows us to express gratitude and compassion through words. Gratitude for having words to share with others. Breathing in, open. Breathing out, smile. Open, smile. Breathing in and breathing out, bringing our focus up to the head and the face, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the ears, top of the head. So much right here in our smile, in our eyes, in our hearing, so much in our senses, our thinking, all of that up in this area. So much busyness possible. Sending our gratitude, sending relaxation, sending peace to our face, top of our head, our nose, our mouth, our eyes, our ears. Through our mouth and our smile, we communicate. Through our eyes, we communicate. Through our eyes, we are able to see those that we care about. Through our mouth we're in, tongue we're able to say those words of compassion and wisdom, just like through our throats. We're able to offer a smile. We're able to offer our listening, our ability to hear and to understand. We also ingest food and drink through our mouth, grateful to nourish the body. Also able to nourish our mind through what we read and see and what we listen to. Grateful to the brain, which allows us to store memories. It regulates parts of the body. So much work that it does. We don't have to do anything. It's there working for us. Each breath filling our face, our nose, our ears, eyes, mouth, the head, filling those with a feeling of gratitude, appreciation. Just letting the body rest. Always coming back to the breath. Breathing in, my whole body is relaxed and strong. Breathing out, I smile. Breathing in, calm. Breathing out, smile. Focusing our energy on the entire body. Calm. Smile. Calm. Smile. present with all there is in this moment. Nowhere to be except here. No other time except now. Each breath, a brand new moment. Each breath, an opportunity to celebrate. Each breath to come back home. Breathing in, I have arrived. Breathing out, I am home. Now allowing our body to slowly wake up, still mindful of each breath, perhaps wiggling the toes a bit, maybe moving the fingers, moving the head and shoulders, grateful for this body. It's coming back to this room, still arriving, still home. Listening to two sounds of the bell. My body is quiet. My mind is fresh. And taking a moment to just stretch, move the head, the shoulders. If you'd like, you can stand up if you need, if you've been sitting for a long time. And go ahead and stretch in any way you'd like, allowing the body to move mindfully, enjoying each moment. And in a moment, we'll do a reading. And that can be maybe a basis for our discussion when we join up in the Zoom meeting later. And I'm also posting right now in the chat uh, the link for the Zoom room, and then also the links for Dana practice, which is the practice of giving and receiving. I'll talk a bit more about that later, but I do hope after the talk here you'll join us in the Zoom room and in the meeting, because it's so nice to connect and see each other in person. That's a big part of our practice. We follow, we practice in the traditions of Plum Village and Thich Nhat Hanh, and a big part of that is sharing and the community aspect of meditation. And when we do it in such a way that's through YouTube or Facebook, we do have the chat window here, but yet, for those of us leading, we're just looking into this camera. And so it's so nice when we can come together and see each other's faces in our video conferencing afterwards. So I do hope several of you will stick around and join us there. So in the meantime, before that, I'll read a passage. I'm going to put the microphone down for a second. This passage is from No Mud, No Lotus by Thich Nhat Hanh. And I know we've covered this book before. A few years back, we went through the entire book, and sometimes now we look at passages from it. The practice that I'm going to read tonight, it's in page 68, 69, two practices. The fourth practice, concentration, and the practice of insight. So I'll begin with concentration. Concentration is born from mindfulness. Concentration has the power to break through, to burn away the afflictions that make you suffer, and to allow joy and happiness to come in. To stay in the present moment takes concentration. Worries and anxiety about the future are always there, ready to take us away. We can see them, we can acknowledge them, and use our concentration to return to the present moment. When we have concentration, we have a lot of energy. We won't get carried away by visions of past suffering or fears about the future. We dwell stably in the present moment so we can get back in touch with the wonders of life and generate joy and happiness. Concentration is always concentration on something. If you follow your breathing in a relaxed way, you are already cultivating an inner strength. When you come back to feel your breath, concentrate on your breathing with all your heart and mind. Concentration is not hard labor. You don't have to strain yourself or make a huge effort. Happiness arises lightly and easily. The fifth practice, insight. With mindfulness, we recognize the tension in our body and we want very much to release it, but sometimes it's difficult. What we need is some insight. Insight is seeing what is there. It is the clarity that can liberate us from afflictions such as jealousy or anger and allow true happiness to come. Every one of us has insight, though we don't always make good use of it to increase our happiness. We may know, for example, that something, a craving or a grudge, is an obstacle for our happiness, that it brings us anxiety and fear. We know this thing is not worth the sleep we're losing over it. But still, we go on spending our time and energy obsessing about it. We're like a fish who has been caught once before and knows there's a hook inside the bait. If the fish makes use of that insight, he won't bite because he knows he'll get caught by the hook. Often we just bite onto our craving or our grudge and let the hook take us. We get caught and attached to these situations that are not worthy of our concern. If mindfulness and concentration are there, then insight will be there and we can make use of it to swim away, to be free. In springtime, when there is a lot of pollen in the air, some of us have a hard time breathing due to allergies. Even when we aren't trying to run 5 miles and we just want to sit or lie down, we can't breathe very well. So in wintertime, when there's less pollen, instead of complaining about the cold, we can remember how in April or May we couldn't go out at all. Now our lungs are clear, we can take a break, we can walk outside, and we can breathe very well. We consciously call up our experience of the past to help ourselves treasure the good things that we are having right now. In the past, we probably did suffer from one thing or another. It may even have felt like a kind of hell. If we remember that suffering, not letting ourselves get carried away by it, we can use it to remind ourselves how lucky I am right now. I'm not in that situation. I can be happy. That is insight. And in that moment, our joy and happiness can grow very quickly. So I know those of you who've been joining us somewhat regularly during these broadcasts online may remember that I read this same passage or part of it a handful of weeks ago. But for me, I go back to this one so frequently because I like that reminder that we do have insight, and we're reminded that concentration does not need to be difficult or strained, um, and that we do have insight. We have insight about things that are not healthful for us, but we might choose to do them anyway. But we also have that insight of knowing what's good for us. And with concentration and mindfulness, um, we can remember to come back to that present moment. We can remember maybe what made us suffer about making bad choices. Maybe we remember what made us feel good about making good choices. And so there's an interesting bit about that part of the reading to me, because often we're talking about staying in the present moment. But yet there he's inviting us to recall some of those experiences of the past. Um, and I think this is, well, maybe we see, oh, that's confusing. Which am I supposed to do? Well, I think it's a wise point that he's making, because our instinct is that we are going to be looking into our past and stuff, and we're going to do it anyway. And that is our nature. And it's just like our meditation and mindfulness practice. It's not that we're trying to push away something or to make it not happen. It is to acknowledge that those things happen. Fear, anxiety come up, memories come up, um, but our practice is, what do we do with that? Knowing that we aren't in the past, we're right here and we're right now. And how do we come back to that present moment? And I think he gives us some clues there with concentration. Concentration gives us practice at coming back to the here and now. And then following our insight is about making choices. And, and we can follow the 5 mindfulness trainings. Some of us know those, and we can refer to those to know, maybe make decisions. Is this a good choice? Is this a poor choice? Or is it a confusing choice that maybe it's a little good, maybe it's a little bad? But through our practice, maybe we can make a wise decision. So I want to leave it with that for now. And I want to welcome you to join us for more discussion on this, perhaps in the meeting on Zoom. And be sure to copy that link from above, because when we close here in a few minutes, I'm going to open up the meeting, and we can join up there. But so I'd like to close this part right now. Please do go to our website to see what else is coming up. We do broadcasts almost every day, mostly through our YouTube live channel for our evening gatherings, and then our noon gatherings are on Facebook. And then we also have workshops that are online. We had 2 this past Saturday, and we'll continue to have more. But go to our website to see what's coming up. And then our organization is fully supported by donations from the community, and the community is you and me. There's no one else who is continuing these practices and the operations. So please do remember to help support, because during this time that we are not able to go to the center, a big chunk of the donations have stopped, because that comes from the people coming to the center. And so just a reminder to continue to support the programs as we are able. And so again, I look forward to seeing your faces, because that's what I miss so much about coming to the center, is that camaraderie, that energy, that feeling of the other faces and smiles in the room. So it makes me really enjoy our Zoom meetings so much. So join me there in a moment. But for now, let's close the YouTube broadcast with our closing chant. We will recite it, the 4 vows of awakening beings, and recite with me if you know it. Countless beings we vow to free, ceaseless afflictions we vow to end, limitless truth doors we vow to open, the deepest paths of awakening we vow to realize. Have a good evening, everyone, and click on the Zoom link, and I'll have the room open in a couple of minutes. Thank you very much.